Al Sharpton, audio soundbite number one. Al, let me just tell you, as a highly trained broadcast specialist, stick to activism and the foghorn and the bullhorn. This is proving to be a tough transition for Reverend Sharpton, and I want you to listen to this last night. This is Al Sharpton filling in for the, I guess, this guy's still there, Sink Uger. The rumor is that Sharpton's going to get this guy's show. He's been filling in for how many months? 2 or 3. They're still, I guess, assessing Sharpton here. Here is Al Sharpton reporting on the Wisconsin recall for MSNBC.
Tonight is the measure of whether the country begins in the state of Wisconsin a national drive to push back, or whether we have more to go to build a movement of resistance. But resist we much. We must and we will much about that be committed.
All right, now, what happened here is obvious. Somebody is sabotaging the Reverend Sharpton via the teleprompter. It can be the only thing to explain this. The Reverend Sharpton, is an extemporaneous preacher. He's an extemporaneous protester. When Reverend Sharpton goes out there with the bullhorn, I mean, there's no teleprompters or cue cards or any of that. But once you get on the television, they put everything on teleprompter. And he read it just like they had it up there. And it made no sense to him as he was reading it, but he still read. The sad thing is, it probably made perfect sense to the audience of MSNBC. That's the sad thing. So here we go again. Now that you know what happened, well, it's either a racist teleprompter or whoever is preparing the teleprompter is racist, or somebody is sabotaging. And look, there are a number of black accredited certified journalists who are really ticked off that the Reverend Sharpton is up for this gig. You know, it's sort of like real life sports journalists who get ticked off that athletes who've never played the game, the jockocracy, end up in the broadcast booth or at the analyst desk. Meanwhile, they're out there sweating and slaving in the small markets, trying to climb the broadcast ladder. Here's Sharpton from the protest march and the fundraising podium straight over to the MSNBC studio, and a lot of black journalists say, "Wait a minute, what about us?" And they have a legitimate complaint, and one of them, some of them might have gotten together trying to sabotage here, Sharpton, because this again. What's the question? Okay, official program observer, Mr. Snerdley, with a question. Quick, what is the question? We know he can read because because why else say what he said? He had to be reading that. He had to be. Here it is again.
Tonight is the measure of whether the country begins in the state of Wisconsin a national drive to push back, or whether we have more to go to build a movement of resistance. But resist we much. We must and we will much about that be committed.
That's right. Yeah, we will much about that be committed. We much. Resist we much.